So yeah, yesterday I built this box, and it's pretty much it's kind of a mirror image. Actually, it's exactly the same as the other box, except it's not as high. And basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to sit this box on top of the other one. And this box will have a lot of the componentry and more of the kind of shut off. It will have my DC fuse block and battery monitor and AC fuse panel all within this box. And so basically I'll feed this box from the battery box below. And putting these two together, I'll have like a counter height. I'll have a counter space that will be similar to counter height in a house, around 36 inches or so, maybe just a little bit lower. But so today I'm going to keep working on this box until I run out of componentry, and then I'll figure out what I need to add. So let's go in the inside of the van, and I'll give you an update on what I did yesterday. Alright, so we've got our battery box inside, and it's just in for a test fitting right now. But basically I kind of hinged this from the bottom so you can open it and get access to everything. Obviously I don't have the batteries in yet, and I've been taking apart the battery box under the seat so I could feed into that as well. And so the other thing I did was I bought some magnets and some D-loops so I could mount my tires and some helmets and componentry to the side of the van. And I bought some magnets to stick up on the door back there. I've got some stuff I need to hang, but also polyurethane, the board there that I'm going to use for the ramp for the motorcycle as well. So we're getting there slowly but surely. Alright, let's get back to this box and wire up as much as we can. Alright, so now I'm going to turn my attention to the inverter output, which will be AC. So I've got to install this fuse box, and I've got a combo switch receptacle that I'm going to install as well. And I actually think I'm going to put the receptacle and switch on the end of the box here. And so I'm going to cut a piece of plywood to cover the end of this box. Let's do it. So now I'm going to mount the outlet in the panel. The space up there is for airflow. So I'm going to mount the receptacle. All right, I was just removing the knockouts, and I've got to go get some two-way clamps or some conduit entry here for this as well, but so Romex will come in and out. All right, I've got to stop there and go get some double clamps or some entryway, exit ways to put over the this Romex here. So, be back in a minute. All right, party people, back on the attack. Got my clamps for my box. So, let's see here. Top one. Screw this on. That is pretty much all I can do without actually having the box in the vehicle. So basically the outlet at the rear of the vehicle will come and connect into this receptacle here, and I've got the pigtails already set up. I've got to ground pigtail this because the other outlet's going to come in and connect down here as well. So let me cut a ground pigtail and put that on real quick. Alright, there we go. So we got our neutral pigtail, we got our ground pigtail, so we'll neutral ground the receptacle from the rear of the vehicle. We'll come create a three-way pigtail here, three-way neutral pigtail, and a three-way ground pigtail, and then the hot will come over here to this side of the switch. Internally, these are connected unless you remove the little plate that's in between them. So I'm keeping that in there because I want this outlet to control, to cut power, or the switch to cut power to the outlet. So I'm leaving that in there. So for now, that's all I can do because I don't have the box in the van. So the Romex from the back outlet would come up. It's already pulled through, so I just need to pull it through the box, terminate it here, and then I have to pull the other end of the circuit breaker out to the inverter AC output. So all right, good people, welcome back. So yesterday I was able to mount the battery monitor into the door of the componentry box, and then I also marked off a space for this GX color control unit. So I've got to cut that out today. Then I've got to put some magnets up here on the top to keep the lid closed. And the other thing I need to do is wire up this 12 volt outlet that I added to the side here.
My way to the stars, want to fly with you, babe.
Alright, so I have the display in. And I gotta go find the screws for it. Because apparently I can't keep up with anything. They should be easy to find, but who knows about all this. So there's the displays. Let me just go look for those screws, and hopefully this is the rest of it. Okay, I think I found them. So these go just in the back here. Put these in so I won't lose them. And I'm gonna have to polyurethane the outside of this thing anyhow. So let's see if there's getting good. So we will run the power cables to our hot bus and to our ground bus. All right. Get some cable out. I'm not sure what size cable it will take. Let's see.
We just gotta feel the vibes. Let's start a party.
All right, we'll tidy all that up once we do a test on it. I'll have tie wraps and cable straps to anchor everything, but right now, without testing it first, there's no way I'm going to tidy it up. Let's put some magnets for this door hinge on the top.
My way to the stars. Want to fly, fly with you, babe.
Alright, got the magnets on. They work fine. I'm not going to screw down this top yet because one, I need to sand it. A couple screw holes to sand there. And then also I need to wire up this 12 volt outlet as well. So, but just to prove they work, let's cable up this 12 volt outlet. So I'm just going to take this lid back off. Let the door down. Alright. Right here. So I need two of those. Actually, we'll need more than that, but I'm not going to wire the and cut it off enough. All right. I'll just leave that bundled up right there, and that's that. Alright, party people, that'll do it for this part of the video, which is electrical part 2. Part 1 was back when we started doing the battery box, and there's probably going to be 3 or 4 parts to this series as far as the electrical, because it spans so many different components over so many days. Because I'm doing bits and pieces, and there's a lot to the electrical system, even though it's a small van. So I'll try to use one of those episodes to actually walk fully through the circuitry and how everything works, and not bore everybody to death. But this footage that you saw in this video was filmed over probably almost 2 weeks, and so I would work on a part of the project wherever I had enough of the supplies to actually do, and then I would turn my attention to something else and come back to the project once I got more supplies. So it was kind of a really just-in-time supply chain thing where I would only order stuff that I knew I needed, so I wouldn't have a bunch of extra, and I wouldn't have a bunch of parts laying around the garage or in the house for weeks on end. So it kind of worked out pretty good, but I think I have everything together now, and so we'll complete this the electrical series pretty soon here. I'm pretty excited because we're going to light this van up. We actually had one of my uncles recently passed away, and actually I was in the eastern part of the state today at his funeral, and part of what I did before I went down there was actually wire up the fridge and test the fridge out in the van, and it worked beautifully. I did move the hinge. I actually moved the hinge on the opposite side, so the controls would be toward the entry side of the van, and I'll go over that in another video. But also, I also ordered a slide-out mechanism for the fridge as well. When you have a small space like that, you've got to utilize everything you possibly can. So there's no way I could just have a cooler sitting there and nothing on top of it. So what I'm going to do is put it on a slider, put it in a box. That way I can slide it out of the box. And when I slide it back in the box can probably be some seating or some other storage or whatever it may be. So we'll probably build the third box here pretty soon. And then hopefully we can move over to the water system. So stay tuned. If you like the content, give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to the channel already, please do so. Comment below if you're building the van, if there's something I'm doing wrong, or let me know if there's some parts that I need to be using on this build. And don't forget to click the post notification bell. With YouTube's algorithm, you may not see my videos pop up unless you're subscribed to the channel and you've clicked that bell to get notified of new uploads. As always, you know what to do. Skill up and ride, van up and go.